Join the savage tribe. New takes weekly, unfiltered and raw. Isaac's voice, the memer's law.
The golden age of America begins right now.
Go. All right, everybody. Restream's being fun today, I tell you. How is everybody doing? We're going to check in with the chat, and then we're going to check in with our panel. Legatus over on the Kick side. Great to see you, brother. Thank you for modding. Nishi and John Ambler, it is good to see you, brother. Really good to see you in the chat. Keeping everybody in prayer for sure. Fenris over on the YouTube side. Man, they changed things up on Restream. The chats are looking different, but I like it. We have Jeff. We have Ronan the Crusader. We have Atomic Patriot. He is doing good on his channel too, by the way. Check him out. We got Cornboy in the chat. We have everybody. So, and Lex, who is also on the panel. So, Lex, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us. You weren't late, like you said you were going to be.
Yeah, the meeting I had it right before ended sooner than I expected, which was great. And I literally got to my desk as the stream was starting. So, win-win. Talk about timing. Someone say it's providential.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it's great to have you with us as always. And Cornboy as always too. We got your crown. I got my crown too. And we got that kick link top of the chat. Absolutely. Good to see you. We are kings. We are kings this week. You know, they had rallies. They rallied against us, but we shall prevail. So Cornboy, how you doing? Good to see you.
Oh, excellent. All praise to the one true King, Jesus Christ. And
Amen.
We will support everyone who proclaims his name. So long live the King.
Amen to that. Amen to that. And Magnum, good to see you. Thank you for joining us again this week. How you doing, brother?
Good. Came out of work this morning, had a flat tire. That was fun. But I have one of those little DeWalt things, so you can just automatically pump your tire up. And I was able to drive to the shop to get it fixed, and so I got lucky. But if you guys don't have one of those, you need to get one.
Oh, absolutely! It's a must-have.
$250. What would the towing cost? So there you go.
Yep. Well, we're glad you could make it, and you made it out of that safe. You know,
yeah,
not too bad. It could be worse, but
yeah, it is a ghetto over there.
Well, Colhauser, first time on the show, not the first time in the chat though.
Oh.
Great member of the community. How you doing, man? Thank you for joining us.
I'm doing great, and I'm actually honored to be in league with such fine patriots as you guys are. So I am very happy to be here.
We truly appreciate that, and it's great to have you too.
Yeah, Lex. Long time no see.
What'd you say, Lex? I didn't hear that.
Oh, I said long time no see. He and I were on multi-show last night.
Yeah, he mentioned that, yeah. Well, it's good to have everybody. And guys, as we mentioned, we are live over on the Kick side, so definitely check us out. We're trying to grow over there as well in the pinned comment on YouTube. As always, we have to start with a few funny things. So we had no Kings protests, and there was some pretty crazy material that came out of that this week. I have to share it. So over on X, J.D. Vance, actually, on Blue Sky, put the first post a vice president ever posted on Blue Sky. What was it, you may ask? Well, it was this. There may be copyrighted music, but we're going to live with it. So let's check it out. You love to see it, man. Meme magic is alive,
Great,
and JD Vance gets it. JD Vance gets it. So President 48, maybe we shall see.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh, it is. It is.
Don't kneel to the king of DEI.
Yeah, that they will.
Or BLM.
So I have to say, this guy was at the No Kings protests, and he is my spirit animal now. He held a sign, bravely, this patriot. First of all, he was wearing a shirt that said, "You missed, B word," which is true. But deport gay retards. That is something I can get on with. 100%. I 100%. Look at that lady's face too. Look at that
Oh, that's a meme
blue-haired,
right there.
blue-haired, very lovely looking lady right there. So this guy just, I think that is
Only
king of the
one
week
way
right
it would
there.
have been better is if it would have said deport retarded F words.
Yes, well, we could edit that. We could edit that.
Someone put her face on the next thumbnail.
Yes,
There we
definitely.
go.
Poggers.
There we go. So we'll have enough of that though. But so that was
That guy's
pretty
a king.
golden.
He's a king. That
Yeah.
guy.
Oh, he is. That guy's my spirit animal now. That is the energy we need to go into 2026 and 2028 with. Deport gay retards. So I think that's something we can all get along to. So speaking of retards, AOC had a wonderful comment this week, and talking about climate and important things we have to do. Protect the environment, all that wonderful stuff they like to talk about. What did she say?
Instead of talking about having air that's drinkable, instead of talking about having
One more time.
air that's drinkable,
We need to have drinkable air, guys. We must have drinkable air.
Does she
This
know
is,
something we don't know?
I don't know. I don't
doubt
know,
it.
but drinkable air is a must have priority for the Democratic platform.
The funny thing is when she
So-
doesn't mess up her speech, she's even more retarded.
Yes. When she's actually purposely saying what she's trying to say,
Yeah.
she is absolutely illiterate. So, yeah. So, what do you guys think? Do you think we should have drinkable air in this country?
I
mean,
prefer to eat my air, thanks.
I do too. I prefer breathable water, actually. So,
She didn't go to. She got a C in chemistry class.
oh yeah.
Or an F.
Can we mix a little whiskey in that air?
Never know. Put it in a
Rise it,
humidifier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might work.
That'd be good. And this is pretty good too. So this was speaking of climate stuff. This is some woke stuff in a kids' TV show. Don't know the name of the show, but I think this is the perfect response to it. And the caption was, "The kids are going to be all right."
My heart says that the way I feel most myself is to go by the name Fred. That's because I'm non-binary.
Oh,
Non-binary.
The name that fits me best. And I also use they and them.
Yes. So the guy that posted said, my 13-year-old sent me this. The kids are going to be okay. So I think that's an appropriate response. And we won't get into the method of cooking because, of course, I'm going to say well done, but that's going to tick everybody off. So
Medium
we shall
rare,
leave
damn
that
it.
argument for another day. But ABF Hale, good to see you in the chat. We'll be rating into Off the Hip here in about an hour. So good to see everybody. K Scope, good to see you. I haven't seen you in the chat before. Nagardnall, thank you for being here and thank you for modding. It's just great to see everybody in the chat. Jake Martin, I love checking in with the chat. It's what holds the show together. And guys, Harry Sisson was very upset about this video. President Trump uploaded an AI clip over on Truth Social, and this was the clip. We'll show it, but then we'll show Harry Sisson's reaction because he was very displeased with this.
He picked up his ordnance in India.
Yeah, he did. That was an Indian missile strike. So, but over on the Don Lemon show, Harry Sisson had some very strong words for the president, saying this is essentially unforgivable, blah, blah, blah. Let's check out what these two totally straight men had to say about the issue.
Story saying like, oh, there's Harry getting, oh my God, there's Harry getting pooped on by the president of the United States. It's just not a sentence, number one, I imagine you ever thought you'd say, or a sentence I ever thought I'd hear. So it's been really crazy to watch all of this unfold.
Yeah. What do you think about, how do you feel about that? It's not, look, I know that.
But they take it so seriously. They don't understand. When you get offended by it, it's going to make us do it more.
It's a joke, you dumbasses.
Exactly. They don't understand this.
but isn't this the same guy who the Democrats basically kicked out of the leadership, the party?
No,
Yes.
no,
That was
Florida.
David Hogg.
Okay.
That was David Hogg at the
A
DNC,
different-
but this
a
is
different gay
this is the
retard,
guy who's no longer allegedly on the payroll as certain things dried up. So
Yes.
Yeah, you're not seeing as much of him lately, but he's still around. So
He
They all
got
look alike.
moved by his own people.
they do. Yeah, they all look alike. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, couldn't agree more. And speaking of all look alike, the No Kings protests were pretty much old white liberals over the age of 60, from what I saw, pretty much the baby boomer era. And they had some very expressive dances to express their displeasure with the president. And warning, this is cringe, so before I play it, but these are the people protesting President Trump. So that's enough of that. But what do you guys think? You think that's going to stop Trump from deporting the criminals out of our country? Going to change his mind? Going to stop Orange Man?
If this is the best they've got, we have nothing to worry about come 2026. Like, they are just in complete disarray. And by doing this crazy dance, like, what is that accomplishing?
Yeah, apparently there's no testosterone either.
No.
None whatsoever. No.
It's
You
not
know,
as an
they always
estrogen.
like to say they're not sending their best, but I think they are. This is their best, and it's pretty
This is
sad.
their best.
Yeah,
You know-
because they're not burning stuff down. They're just actually doing a normal protest.
Yes, actually, that was something that I noted over the weekend myself, was that they were all so proud about how peaceful it was and everything. And I was like, you mean the norm? Like, that's the normal stuff? Oh,
Like a
I
protest?
get it.
Yeah.
Proud to be
You're
normal for
also
once,
proud
yes.
about it because it's a surprise. Because normally when you all get together, it's rioting. So,
Pretty
Well,
much,
yeah,
yes.
Too many dislocated discs at that age to be burning stuff.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
got to
and-
watch while they're dancing.
In their defense, too, there were no minorities in that crowd. So
Not from what I could see. Pretty much, like we said, woke, white, liberal women.
the
Mostly.
black people stayed home.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
because a lot of them don't care. So,
Yeah.
you know, and these are the type of people you're getting to. This old guy, and I say old because he's old, but this is a felony he committed on camera. And let's just play it. It is a felony to threaten a president.
8647, explain it to me. I like the colors.
Kill the son of a bitch.
Kill who?
He's 47th president.
Really? What's your name?
Dick Saber.
Glad we got that on camera. You know, that's
So
illegal,
crazy.
right? You don't threaten the president. You don't threaten anybody. But that's the problem with your guys' side. You guys get so emotional, you feel you need to threaten people. But don't worry, we're spreading love, and we're going to fix it.
Fuck you guys.
Just the empty stare, and then he just walks away and curses him out and blah blah blah. But this is the type of people that we have against us in this country.
The
Straight up,
60s were not kind to these people.
No, it wasn't. Their minds are fried. So
Yep.
Well, I think I heard it on the Nerderotic Nooner, but basically, what they still think they're in the '60s, and they still think it's the same type of thing going
yes.
on, which is
Oh,
not
we're
even,
fighting the man. We're fighting
Yeah.
the system. When they don't realize the system built around them is communism that they were embracing. So it's pretty insane, and it only gets worse from here. So, guys, these No Kings protests. Yeah, Nishi, love the hat. We're working on getting mine on. We shall see, guys. But the Charlie Kirk shooting really exposed a lot of people on the left for the vile behavior, the glorification of death of a father or husband, regardless of his political beliefs. You know, it's unforgivable to glorify political violence like that. But here we go, at these No Kings protests. This lady, and I use that term loosely, No Kings protester with a Mexican flag gives a bullet in the neck gesture to a Charlie Kirk fan. So let's zoom in, and I will say the commentary received to her was good. So what the guy said in response. But look.
Hey! You ever heard of Ozempic, you fat ass?
So he said, hey, you ever heard of Ozempic, fat ass? I respect the game with that. But muting, going back, look at that. That's very obvious what she's doing, you know, to Trump supporters. Charlie Kirk supporters. Pretty sick behavior. But little do we find out, she is a school teacher.
Oh.
So here we go. Lucy Martinez. She's an elementary school teacher from Chicago that mocked the death of Charlie Kirk. She works with kids. Lucy will now be the face of the No Kings protests. We couldn't have described the party of murder any better than Lucy did for us. They want us dead. So for the
Imagine my shock.
Yeah, so these are the people educating children in our public school systems in this country. Lex, I know you
STEM. It
work.
says STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. So
Okay.
why do you think our science is all fucked up right now? So, excuse my language.
Yeah, pretty much why people are essentially
Because
illiterate at this
that's
point.
teaching STEM right now.
Yeah, that woman with the bullet to the neck gesture.
And as a STEM
So-
graduate, it pisses me off, man. But go
It's
ahead.
disgusting.
Well,
These are the
as a-
people who are
as
educators.
a school teacher, myself, private school, obviously.
Yes.
I can never ever recommend hard enough. Parents, homeschool your kids. Homeschool your kids.
Absolutely.
It can be done. It's the only way to ensure, or send them to a school that you really trust if you have the means to do so. But even then, I would still say it's best if you can homeschool, do it yourself. Spend those years, spend that time with your kids. It'll build the bonds ever stronger, and you'll know exactly what they're being taught, as opposed to, well, the public school system where, well, unfortunately, you still know what they're being taught, but it's probably not the values that you were taught.
Not whatsoever. No, and these are the people that go around wishing us dead. Wishing
And
us
can I-
dead.
And can I say is, I hope these pictures and these videos keep coming out because they're going to just turn into great campaign ads for the GOP.
Oh, yes. Yes, this is 2026 midterms right here. 100%. This is the new face of the Democratic Party. Basically saying we want you shot in the neck is what they're telling us. And this is no longer, we're not facing a difference of opinion anymore. We're fighting for our survival as just basic American patriotic people. And it's pretty insane. And after the controversy, which we're not even going to get into this week, of the leaked group chat messages from the youth Republicans, whatever, we joke around, especially Gen Z right-wing people.
Yeah, stay out of my Xbox Live chats if that offends you.
Pretty much. But Logan Hall summed it up perfectly. He said, wow, I'm really glad so many of our professional conservatives spent the past week trying to shift focus away from fighting widespread leftist terrorism to attacking a bunch of college kids making a joke in a group chat. Great work, team. And that's a great example. I am pissed with conservative media talking heads and a lot of these, what do you want to say, content creators, people, just whatever, on the conservative side, because
Grifters.
they're more worried about engaging in friendly fire and tearing each other down than targeting, what really needs to be addressed. That too, yeah. I'm just everybody. They don't want to focus on this. They want to tear each other down. So
Well, the problem is they're trying to appeal to that other side to say, you know what, we're not so bad. There was nothing
Yes.
bad about this compared to
No.
what the left is doing.
They even said in the chat that they were joking. They
Yeah.
were joking about joking around. So
it's what we do. And I say we, young people say funny things in chats that you would probably not say in public sometimes, and that's just what it is. It's what we do.
Even
And,
in a Warfare 2 lobby, you know, things got a little, but there was no, threatening and, certain things. You know what I mean?
Everybody did it. It didn't matter what kind of
Yeah.
person you were. Yeah, everybody just accepted it and rolled with it.
Everybody.
But this is now caught on camera. It's caught on film what the left is doing, and they're just showing the whole world how crazy they are.
yeah,
Yes.
who wants to live in a world where you can't joke around with your friends?
Yeah.
But they're trying to separate everyone anyway, so no one has any friends, and all they do is go home and be miserable. So
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. And they're very just self-revealing, too. They don't do a good job of even trying to hide it. And it's crazy stuff. Yeah, you mentioned, too, the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. You want equality. You want true equality in this world. Talking in Xbox Live lobby. We're going to cuss at you equally, pretty
and guess
much.
what?
And,
Every single racial group has enough racism to go around. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
pretty much, yeah. And
Getting in on it.
some of the
It ain't
most
just-
racist comments I've ever heard are from not white people. And
Yes.
I've said it myself.
They do
so
it very well, and yeah, I'm here for it.
I'll admit I've done it many times, and I've had a good time doing it too.
If
It
it's-
just rolls off the tongue.
If it's
That it
if
does.
it's equality of racism, then I'm all for it.
Absolutely. And, going back to what we're saying about the left, this was said at a Chicago No Kings protest. Progressive Labor, in front of a Progressive Labor Party sign. This guy was talking about you got to grab a gun. We got to turn around the guns on the fascist system. Let's hear it from this idiot's own voice.
You got to grab a gun. We got to turn around the guns on this fascist system. These ICE agents got to get shot and wiped out. The state machinery that's a full display right there has to get wiped out.
Hello, FBI. I think someone should have a knock at the door.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yep.
Pick him up.
I bet you there was a bunch of people that were there just said, you know what? I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
Because they know,
absolutely.
You know, they know they're going to be focused on this guy now. And they're like, you know what? I was there. I didn't know he was going to say that.
Yeah, they
Absolutely.
just doxed everyone in the crowd, too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because why weren't there people there cheering him on?
Yeah.
They weren't.
Yeah, oh, dude, they weren't condemning him. I've done a lot of political stuff in my life, and we're going to get to Jake Martin's generosity in 1 second. I just want to say I've done a lot of political events. If anybody on my side, the conservative side, Republican, whatever, I'm not Republican, but conservative, holding Trump signs with me, ever said anything about wishing violence on anyone, you would immediately run over to them and say, shut the hell up and get the hell out of here. You're not one of us.
And you take
We don't condone violence on the right. And over there on the left, they're very brazen about it. But Jake Martin, with the 5 gifted subs over on Kick, we're halfway there, guys, to the goal. So 5 more subs, and I will be a king for the rest of the stream. So
All right.
check it out over on the pinned comment over on YouTube. So Jake with the 5 subs for $25. Thank you for your generosity and for supporting the channel. Jake, we appreciate you. You're hanging out over on Kick and YouTube. You're the best. So thank you very much, Jake. And we will get back to.
If I can just point out,
sure.
I can just point out one thing. So when I think I told a couple of you. So I'm a 20-year government official in the federal government of Canada, where I worked basically across from Justin Trudeau.
Okay.
There was not one time where I would, say anything, negative, hateful speech, threatening to him, even though he was a sack of shit. But it's part of my language.
Yes.
But we always watched ourselves, because you got to be careful what you say. Even as a conservative, you got to watch your tongue.
Absolutely.
You didn't plan a coup against him like they did in our government.
We'll talk about that one day off that.
Corn Boy, getting us over the goal. We have hit 10 gifted subs over on Kick.
Right. You'll love to see it.
So we are kings for the rest of the stream. So thank you, Corn Boy. We appreciate it.
For many years, one of my relatives was pretty high up, about as high as you can get in the Justice Department without actually having to be a presidential, direct appointee. Administration after administration would come and go, flip back and forth. And his comment always was not a Trump fan. Let me just put it that way. But his comment was I'm the president's lawyer. My job is to work for him, whether I like him or not. And at one point he was in charge of the human rights investigations type things that the DOJ would do and all that. So some interesting stories, let me tell you. But
I can imagine.
That's part of it, is the professionalism. You don't have to like the guy to work for him.
You don't have to be a fan to not be an asshole.
I can tell you right now, I think Biden is the worst president of my lifetime. I was not happy to hear the old guy had cancer. I think he's a criminal, and I think he's lived a degenerate, horrible life. But you don't relish in the suffering of even your enemies. It's just inhumane. You should, the golden rule, Jesus, which, treat others how you want to be treated type of thing.
No,
and,
I just believe in the justice system working it out if the justice system is just,
Right.
if he committed crimes, I want that investigated and I want him to be prosecuted. But I don't want him to get hit by a bus or something like that.
No, exactly. You want justice to be served.
Yeah.
I think Biden belongs in prison. I think he has committed crimes worthy of that be in prison for the rest of his life. But the left is just demonic. They're death cult at this point. They are a death cult. They kill they kill the people they disagree with, and it's sick. So
they don't want you in prison. They want you dead.
Even here, when we lost our election, in 2015 because I was part of the Stephen Harper government. Like the Obama officials were openly down here campaigning with Trudeau. They didn't hide it. They didn't, even though that's it's illegal basically, but campaign.
I bet the CIA was even further entrenched than the.
Oh yeah,
yeah. This is international. Sure. This is international, dude. So like, Biden was cheering Trudeau on when the trucker protest to like stomp people out, and then they overthrew the Brazilian conservative government, Bolsonaro, and now Bolsonaro is going to get. He's probably already in prison for 27.
And Bolsonaro's son too. I believe his son got caught up in that as well. And you see the left.
Yeah, I think he's in Florida, his son, but I don't know. But
the left down there in Brazil, I mean, Dan Vasc, who we all know, part of the 199, and he's a great singer. He was present in the area when Bolsonaro got stabbed. He said he was in town. I think he even basically saw it happen. So, Dan Vasc has always warned, in Brazil, they've fallen to socialism, communism, and stuff.
It's a slippery slope.
And, if you're just a dissident, if you're on the more conservative side, they will stab you in the gut like they did to Bolsonaro. They will shoot you in the neck like Charlie Kirk. It's disgusting. It's what we're up against. It's not a difference of opinion like us. Well, we're the type to say, well, agree to disagree.
Well,
and
Trump,
they say, no, we want to. Exactly.
Trump only survived because he turned his head. A lot of people say the guy missed a shot. And Trump turned his head at the right time.
That was an act of God, in my opinion.
Yeah, because he turned his head like this, would have been pretty much straight on.
The graph.
Absolutely.
Life.
Absolutely. Looking at that chart. We love charts, as Trump says. And speaking of Trump, U.S. Court of Appeals gives Trump green light to send National Guard into Portland, Oregon to quell anti-ICE riots outside federal facility. Let's go. Send in the troops 47. I agree with that because Portland has a reputation of burning down federal buildings, police buildings. It's a war zone.
Taking over city blocks and
they need to be secured.
Blockading.
Excuse me. It's mostly peaceful.
Mostly peaceful. I forgot to add that part.
Mostly is acceptable. As long as it's mostly peaceful, you can burn down the whole city of Minneapolis.
Yes.
And seeing the police not doing their job, just because of course they're taking orders from the mayor and the governor. So
they allowed it to happen. There's no way these cities
is ordered.
And you strike
and they were
on
hired because they would do that kind of job.
They purged the conservatives out of the police force.
You made a good point, too, and people mentioned this week. If Zohran Mamdani gets elected to New York City mayor, we might see conflicts we haven't seen since the mid-1800s. Because he is absolutely going to activate physical acts against ICE officers deporting in New York City. So
I don't believe that communism for a minute there. That's all Takia for ushering in Muslim power.
Yes.
I think if Mamdani even does that, Trump's going to say, you know what? You want to play this game? All bets are off.
That's right.
I hope he does.
I truly believe ICE are just holding back because there's going to come that one time where Trump's going to say, F it.
Yep. Yep. And
don't forget, we had 3.5 years.
Yes. No, if Mamdani tried to perform a coup and tried to inhibit, federal law enforcement from acting accordingly, and he tried to engage in violence, Trump would crush it. Trump would crush
and he'll crush it hard.
That's the silver lining that's coming out of the radicalism is we're at least we're getting a swift response, So.
Yeah.
Well, even if all that stuff doesn't happen, the guy is going to be an absolute 100% financial disaster. And you know what? It might be the best thing, really, to just accelerate the collapse like that, because nothing's going to change until there's nothing left to lose.
Well, that's the thing, and you hate to see it, like we saw with Charlie Kirk, unfortunately, losing Charlie Kirk, and then going back to COVID, it takes, unfortunately, certain tragic events to wake people up sometimes. We don't want that to happen, but if it did happen, maybe some New Yorkers will finally get with the program and wake up to the radicals that are trying to take over their city and state.
Yeah, I don't want to sound negative, but letting New York crash and burn, is that a bad thing? Because it's just been a hellhole ever since when Rudy Giuliani left office. It hasn't gotten any better.
They voted for it.
Yeah,
they voted for it. Like, okay, maybe you need to learn the hard way. Like I had to learn the hard way a lot of stuff in my life, and it's made me a better person.
Who are
But,
we to
like-
tell them, hey, you want communism and Islam and stuff? Okay,
And
enjoy.
once you slide further and further down that path, there's no one left to get them out of it either. So they have to just hit rock bottom first.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you see something happen, when you see something actually happen in front of your eyes, and then you hear someone say what's happening, you can tell the difference, right? So like,
Yes.
there's these people are just spouting all this crap about this and that. Maybe they need to actually experience what needs to happen to see the reality of the situation. So
It's very possible. And like ABF mentions in the chat, drug addicts don't stop until they hit rock bottom. 100% true.
The consequences of my own actions.
100%
Socialism
true.
is the greatest of all mind
But
drugs.
the feds have to stop bailing these cities out, though.
Exactly.
Because otherwise, because they're just
Yes.
they're just feeding the drug, cycle.
Stop the funding to the blue cities immediately.
Yeah.
They call those
yesterday.
enablers.
Yes,
Exactly.
pretty
The
much.
president just announced that he was halting all funding to California.
Yes, I saw that.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
More of that, please.
Yes.
More of that, please. I just wanted to show this because Colhauser, you would know more than probably any of us. So we have no kings. You mentioned, what did they call it in Canada?
The tyrants.
No tyrants. Okay.
No tyrants protest.
Okay, so no kings because as many people for some reason, don't seem to realize, Canada does have a king. That's King
They are
Charles
subject
III.
to the crown. Yeah.
They are. So Mark Carney, the Prime Minister of Canada, pledges his allegiance to King Charles III, the King of Canada. So let's check that out real quick. 13-second clip.
I, Mark Carney, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty, King Charles III, King of Canada, his heirs and successors.
All right. All right. So, 51st state, anybody? I mean, come on.
Can I ask,
like,
Colhauser, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Because you know Canada's government more than I do. Is it kind of like a placeholder like UK where the king is just sort of a prop?
Yes and no, but if there's anything like King Charles can basically dissolve our government. If
really?
like he can, in Europe,
The last resort type thing.
because our governor general is nominated by the UK king.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the governor general basically is in charge of our government, but he's anointed from the UK. So
that's weird.
It's very weird. Yeah, that's why we broke away because we didn't want to deal with that type of
So you got
distant relationship. Yeah.
So you got France and the UK messing with your country.
Yeah,
and China. Too.
Oh yeah, no, China's messing with everybody.
Well,
absolutely.
Here in Canada, the second largest population is Chinese.
Oh yeah.
Really? I assumed it would be Indian. Personally,
Yeah,
no.
actually.
Indians are rapidly growing population there as
Yeah,
well.
they're growing,
China
but-
got a big head start.
Yeah. So
That's insane.
Yeah,
That's insane.
But the funny thing is though, you remember, some of you guys may know, remember the 08-09 crash?
Yep.
Yeah.
So basically, our Prime Minister Stephen Harper, conservative, he nominated Mark Carney to lead that to get us out, because we were the first country out of the G7, or I think it was still the G8 then, to get out of it. So that gave him, the status where when he was going to run for Prime Minister after Trudeau stepped down, because he had a lot of the establishment conservatives backing him. So that's why the election never went the way it did.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
so,
wasn't
like
he part?
you said,
Was he like CEO of, not CEO, but like JP Morgan Chase or something?
Yeah, and he was governor of Bank of Canada, also Bank of UK. So he's all tied into
the system,
all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. So like Anthony said in chat, he's a WEF ally.
Yep.
So
yeah,
pretty crazy that guy's essentially running our neighbors to the north at this point.
And I used to work for Pierre Poilievre, who should have been prime minister.
Yes.
So, but like I said, a lot of the establishment conservatives backed Carney, and that's how he pulled up. Now it's still a minority government, so they all have to work together. But if he gets about 3 seats from the Socialist Party, the NDP, then he's in office for like 5 years, because he has to call an election within 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, as soon as it
That's
happened,
insane.
I knew that you traded one left stooge for another, and this
Yeah.
guy's just a lot smarter than Trudeau. You know, at least he got that going. But that's probably not a good thing if he wants to destroy your country.
You trade Castro's son for Soros's
Yep.
bitch, basically, and it's a shame to see. So
Yeah, he's Trudeau is like
he's pure trash.
Yeah, if I could tell, like I said, I can tell you stories upon stories upon stories when I was working on Parliament Hill.
I can only imagine. We'll have to maybe dedicate a whole stream to that, the history of Canada's downfall. Pretty crazy. So we'll be praying for you guys up north. And like I said, 51st state offers always on the table.
Well, no,
So,
actually, no. Hold on. A territory, because if we were to become a state,
no voting.
It will be New York. It'll be basically every blue state, California, New York, Washington combined.
I would give Alberta statehood personally, but that's not about it.
Yeah, give Alberta statehood.
Yes, the rest of them, we're just gonna. The rest of them, we're just gonna take like we took Puerto Rico.
But give us, make the rest of the country territories.
Yes, I agree. Take it away from the crown, and like Jeff up north says, up north you say yes. We say up north. I think Jeff might even be further north than you. He's way up in the UP, kind of where it jets up a little bit. But,
okay.
Yeah. So, slightly moving on. This lady kind of went viral this week, and I say lady again very loosely. She's not a lady. She's a female woman, but not a lady because she's pretty disgusting. So this guy's hilarious, Damon Imani or whatever his name, but he's a funny comedian on X. Look at this. So she's got all the rainbow stuff going on, but he says it better than me. So let's check it out.
It's me. Hi.
I'm the mom MAGA is worried about. Okay, whatever. So she's showing she has children with her children, in a cart with a shit ton of rainbow stuff on it. She's bragging, I'm essentially MAGA's worst nightmare.
Well, I can confidently tell you that MAGA is not worried about you, but worried about the confused-looking little Johnny and his sister, whose only reason for being there is so you can virtual signal about how stunning and brave you are for increasing the chances of at least one of them getting on hormone blockers in the near future. I hope this helps.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That guy hit the nail right on the head.
He didn't even tell a joke. He didn't even tell a joke. He's just like...
He said to tell the truth, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with
well,
that.
He put it lightly, though. I mean, there's a high chance that they'll 86 something in the future with
42% chance amongst that community that they do not make it to the end. And we have this, when you talk about kids, I'll make fun and name call the adults the freaks, but she is sacrificing her children on the altar of woke. And it's a shame to see. You hate to see it because she thinks, oh, I'm going to own the MAGAs. They're going to be so mad. No, we are actually really, our heart hurts for your children,
Yeah, and it reminds me of the discussion, just real brief, it reminds me of the discussion on FNT the other day where they were asking this kid constantly if he's gay or not, for the, what is it, Stranger Things show. And then he becomes gay, and it's like, well, there's such a thing as grooming where people are pushing kids into a certain direction. And you can't tell me that doesn't have an effect on them,
I absolutely agree. And Nishi is a mother over in Australia. And I can only imagine, what that must feel like to see this type of stuff because it's really disgusting. Yeah, Jake, it is a cult. It's a cult behavior. It's
and it's child abuse.
The cult of woke.
It's child abuse, and people should be prosecuted for certain things like that,
Well, and it's turning your children into like an accessory, like a handbag. Look at me. Yes. It's a fashion. They are human beings, not accessories, not pawns in a game that you're playing. And when parents or school teachers treat children that way, it does make the blood boil.
Yes, it does.
I was going to say it would have been interesting to sit in that meeting with Trump and Mark Carney last week when Trump went off about trans rights and this because Carney has a non-binary kid.
Really? I was not aware of this.
So I was kind of, when I saw Trump, when I watched that interview, when they had the reporters in and Trump went off, I was loving it because Carney must be going, does he know what kind of,
Yeah, you can kind of see it. You can kind of see his eyes like twitching a little bit.
Oh,
man,
he
Well,
knows.
under those circumstances, the memer himself, Trump, I think he knows.
Well, here's
that's
the question.
probably why I brought up.
Here's
I
the
was
question
I was
that-
not aware of that. So Mark Carney's one of those
Yep.
parents. Wow.
Here's the question: do they actually are their kids actually gay or trans or non-binary, or are they just like kind of? I mean,
They
obviously,
force the shit upon them.
That's what I'm saying. They force it on them, but at the same time, they also try to get into the club, right? Like,
Yeah.
the parent
might be a sacrifice. Yeah.
Like maybe the kid's doesn't even have a clue what's going on, and the parents just saying, "Yeah, my kid's non-binary," and the kid has no idea.
You do hear success stories.
That
People,
child
people are
is
like
it's just lying.
An adult by now, right? Because he's pretty old.
Mark Carney's kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. How did he turn? Do you know how he turned out? Is he still?
I can't remember, but he's still in that phase or whatever.
Yeah. That's too bad. You hate to see it, but yeah. Basically, they treat their kids like an accessory and basically a virtue signal to I'm more woke than you, other parents.
Yeah.
Let's compete. Yeah. Basically. So, it's a cult. It's a death cult.
And they want that acceptance. They go, well, you know what? I got a kid who's this, so you got to let me in this club. Well, he is part of the WEF, so there you go.
Yes.
And that's the thing about virtue signaling is you don't know if they're lying or not when they're virtue signaling. So it's like well, most of the time they are. Most of the time they are, but like, is their kid? Are they just lying about their kid, or are they actually number? That's
well, that was the whole thing with Trudeau. Like everyone thinks because now he's dating Katy Perry. His wife left. His wife left him because he was caught with another dude.
Really?
Yeah, that's big news.
I don't know this. I don't know the Canadian backstory stuff.
That's big news here. That's why she was banging her doctor.
That never even showed up on my political radar. I never knew that about him.
Yeah.
But I have to be honest. That's the least surprising. That's the least surprising.
Well, I mean,
thing I've ever heard in
Trudeau's
my life.
parentage is widely speculated as well. So it just runs in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but I have to be honest. I didn't hear about it, but I'm not surprised either, considering the source. So, but yeah, this is pretty bad stuff. And Snoop Dogg, this is great
God.
from the updated Geeks and Gamers website. I am loving the update to the GNG site.
Set that as your
big props to
homepage. You
them.
won't be sorry.
Guys, great news coming out from people we even know in our own community. Jessica Lindstrom, everybody else writing in there. This one is from Marvin Montanero. Snoop Dogg puts out LGBT song for preschoolers with Glad after slamming Disney's Lightyear for same-sex parent scene. Claims this is what real gangsters do. And I just have to say he's slightly right because, as we know, a lot of these black rapper industry people kind of have a reputation for diddy parties and some very sus activities in their industry. So you know what? Maybe real gangsters do engage in LGBTQ stuff, shall we say?
As the black guy on the panel, I can say because I grew up in
yeah.
NWA and all this stuff, and I can tell you, it wasn't any LGBTQ stuff.
I can imagine. I'm saying the industry at the top.
Yeah.
These guys putting this stuff out there in the Hollywood sphere and the
Or
Hollywood
they just
spectrum.
did it really well.
Yeah.
You never know.
I mean, Eazy-E did have AIDS, though, allegedly from a female. Who knows?
Colhauser, our diversity hire.
Yes, we appreciate it. And
No problem.
But I got to be honest, I'm not too shocked that he's virtue signaling with this stuff. He probably got the call.
Yeah,
because
he's doing his penance for going off script on that interview.
As Jake said in the chat, humiliation ritual for Snoop Dogg after he basically criticized Disney. Yeah.
It just tells me he's in their pocket. I mean, that's pretty much it. So he's just taking the money.
He's a puppet.
Because when he was younger and rapping, like Colhauser was saying, like there was no gay stuff in that. So why is he doing it now? Well,
the gangsters like drinking 40s, smoking blunts, and banging hoes. That was the gangsters.
I mean, that's what they.
Well, that was the agenda they were pushing on the pop.
That was the agenda they were pushing, but as you're finding out now, I mean, now he's later on
actors all along.
He's kowtowing to this crazy stuff. So it's crazy how you see the change over time.
Well, remember,
they use it as a diss. They use it as a diss.
Yeah.
I mean, Ice Cube called Eazy-E an F word, So
yes, yeah.
Well, think about this. What and And Lex, I remember I mentioned this to you. Do you remember what Snoop Dogg's first album was called?
Which one? Doggy Style?
Yeah.
Okay.
So think about it.
I don't know. I mean, so he's playing off like I'm this, playboy, badass gangster dude, and now he's saying he wants to make LGBT songs for kids, and it's wild. So it says here it doesn't take long to go from confused grandpa who's having
Put
to
it in
explain to his
of
grandkids.
course, an animated series that he's.
Of course. So now he has to make this stuff. So Love is Love, Doggyland, an animated animal show branded towards kids. Snoop has joined forces with the Gay Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, GLAAD. That's almost as gay as the ADL. For Spirit Day, the group's annual anti-bullying campaign that doubles as an LGBTQ plus awareness push. To mark the occasion, he released a new Doggyland song called Love is Love.
Oh my God.
Now, Love is Love is also something that a lot of other predatory people use to get around some really horrible stuff. And featuring the voice contestant Jeremy, who was part of Team Snoop and is a member of the gay community. So look at that. That's an animation. If you were just a parent, a normie, you might see, oh, look at colorful animals, dogs. Let the kids watch it. It's on YouTube, whatever. It should be okay. Then you find out it's all this LGBTQ propaganda stuff. What do you guys think of Snoop?
I don't know. That red dog in the middle there looks like a fursuit, so it's kind of sus.
Yeah, it is sus. Yeah.
The one way in the back is definitely a pedophile.
Which one you point
the back right?
The one with the
one with the hat.
Yeah.
The fedora.
Yeah, he's definitely a pedophile.
The doggy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So kind of, definitely shame on Snoop for that because, just like a month ago, he was calling out Disney for having same-sex relationship stuff in, the Lightyear movie.
Yeah,
now he's
having
making
to
this.
explain it to his grandkid while they're watching it together.
Typical spineless celebrity behavior. Simple as. The wind blew one direction and he caved.
Yeah, he would not do this if he wasn't getting paid a big check.
Or threatened to be unpaid.
Yeah, one or the other. Oh,
we all know Cat Williams.
They probably got some dirt on him.
Yes. Yeah, Cat Williams. Yeah, very true.
Yeah, Cat Williams said, "I'm not making money."
What was his quote? Cat Williams quote?
Well, Cat Williams basically said, "I am not taking the knee because they're going to want me to do certain things I don't want to do."
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
well, it's just like Gina Carano with the struggle session with Disney. It's just one thing. You just have to go on a call with some gay people for a while and apologize. Then it's the next thing after that, and after that, and after. Capitulation gets you nowhere. They just
never
you give them an inch, they take a mile. So always, stand firm in your beliefs. Essentially, is the message of this. And here in the article, Snoop added, partnering with GLAAD for Spirit Day just felt right. Because spreading love and respect for everybody is what real gangsters do. We're showing the next generation that kindness is cool, inclusion is powerful, and love always wins. And like they said, that's right after his criticism of Disney. And we're just going to leave it at that. But
who wrote
that? Really, that felt scripted for him.
Oh,
I don't think that rolled off the tongue.
He didn't write it.
Personally. No. So pretty sus stuff. You hate to see it. But people have had enough of it. And in Houston, they're ripping up the gay sidewalk. So Houston LGBTQ crosswalk removed by Texas.
They're doing that in Austin as well, apparently.
In Austin, of all places,
Right.
So,
well, all over Texas, there.
All over Texas. So yeah, the state of Texas, formerly Rainbow Crosswalk. Now it's regular again. I think people have had enough. We're sick of it. Sick of the virtue signaling and the pandering. And, enough is enough. So.
Yeah, they're basically saying like they're forcing people who drive on the road to have to see this.
Essentially, yeah.
I had to walk.
I would go around it.
One time I had to walk into my work with a bunch of flags above my head, like I'm being led into the building, and there's no other entrance to the building. So like anyone who walks in the building is forced to be like accosted by this.
They don't even give you an option. It's not like, hey, do you want to
No.
partake in this for the month? It's like, no,
It's
you're gonna, whether you like it or not.
Mandatory, or you're fired, or whatever.
It's very almost fascist-like behavior, and anarcho tyranny, as Anthony says. So, had to show this. Bit of a jump scare warning. I should have mentioned it before. Jimmy Kimmel, who's just, we're such a big fan of Jimmy Kimmel, of course. Totally not the worst person on cable television. Brought a grown man dressed up, as they say provocatively, I would say horrendously, disgustingly, as a woman, to read a book to kids and mock Trump on his show. The goal of drag is to expose kids to alternate queer identities. Disgusting rumors. I totally agree. That is the goal of it. I want to check the volume on this before I press play. We're not going to play the whole thing. It's over a minute. Just check it out.
I'm fixing to tell.
First of all,
wasn't that
what the hell?
Do I scare any of you?
Isn't that what, Lex?
Said, wasn't that thing in Doctor Who?
Yes. I believe that was the last Doctor Who.
Doctor what?
Really?
Doctor Nurse what?
Why would that be scary?
That is so affirming. Thank you so much. You guys
So affirming.
Thank you.
But look at these kids were sent by their own parents to partake in this. Which
Well,
is
how much did they get
shame on the
paid?
parents.
Books here.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. The parents probably did get paid. So sacrificing your children on the cult of woke.
I wonder if they even told the kids that was a man.
But
Probably
selling
not.
your children,
Probably don't even
not
know.
just
Well, the thing is,
sacrificing.
they tell them this is a woman. That's what they're telling them. Oh, well, why does he look weird?
Likely.
Why does he sound like my daddy? Well, no, that's a woman because that's how he identifies. So,
What's that giant bulge?
yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah, I agree. John Ambler, break out the wood chipper. Indeed. So
Sometimes there just aren't enough wood chippers in the world.
Be careful with that word
There's-
though. I got in trouble on X for using that word.
X can be weird. It is what it is. One last thing. I'd like to get everybody's opinion on this. Apparently, J.R.R. Tolkien was a racist. Did you know that? It's according to the Daily Mail. And so here, from a woke university, says J.R.R. Tolkien demonizes people of color. Of course, spelled with a U, being in the UK, they're illiterates. A woke university is telling students that J.R.R. Tolkien demonizes people of color in the Lord of the Rings books. A history module called Decolonizing Tolkien, right off the bat. What is that name? Decolonizing Tolkien. Taught at the University of Nottingham uses a text that says orcs and other dark-skinned characters in the best-selling trilogy are victims of ethnic chauvinism. A lot of wordy nature to this. But basically they're saying that orcs are victims. Orcs, I don't think are victims. They're the victim makers. They're the tyrannizers and the murderers.
Well, the elves
of
were the
story.
victims turned into orcs, weren't they?
Yes.
In one of the two origin stories about them.
Yeah, so they were elves and they were tortured and mutilated. Yes, they are victims of Sauron and whatever, but they were formed to become evil beings. So
they are irredeemable evil beings, and they were not an allegory for people from Africa.
And what they don't understand here, what we understand and they don't, is that being a victim doesn't allow you to murder people. Doesn't
Pretty
justify
much, yes.
murdering people.
Yes, and blah blah blah. Historian. I'm not even going to try to. How do I say that? Doctor Onyeka Nubia.
Yeah.
That sounds a very English name. It's a very English name. Argues that Eastern races in the fantasy novel are depicted as evil, while fair-skinned peoples of the West are shown as virtuous. In academia, decolonizing usually refers to moving away from a white, Western-centric worldview, which, Lex, I do believe you would know. This was essentially his love story to England.
Yeah, so he's trying to create an epic anthology kind of type story for England, specifically for like the English. That's the goal. And he famously didn't want anyone to ever read allegories into his story. He wanted it to be its own full, complete history of its own world. So all that, and they put first of all, 2014 called, and it wants its terrible arguments back because we've seen all this nonsense.
We've done this
terrible
already.
things before.
Yes.
We've done this before. It didn't work 10 years ago. It's not going to work now. But they're so desperate to get
Oh,
any
they'll
sort
trot
of.
it out 10 years from now as well.
Yeah, I know.
Every anniversary they'll do it because it's the 25th anniversary coming up.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's just so it's tired. It's weak. They want to do to Tolkien's world what they've already done to D&D.
Oh, yeah, well, that's a lost cause already. But Rough Knight makes a great point. Maybe if you think the savage monsters like this are a veiled reference to people of color or whatever, any race of people, that's on you. So the left is saying, hey, you see this monster on the screen? That's black people. Because that's what we think is Democrats. And
Yeah, it's
liberals,
insane
so.
if you think about it, like what they're actually saying. It's like, well, that's what you're saying. Like
That's what you're saying. We've never thought that, ever.
That's insane.
We've never insinuated that.
You know,
Also,
the one thing
they're not real.
Sorry, go ahead, Lex.
They're not real. It's fantasy. We're talking about things that don't exist.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, I was gonna say the one thing I hate is when people use the term "people of color." I'm black. What more do you want? I hate when people use people of color.
Yeah,
that's true. And look, it's littered all over here. Yeah.
Oh, Colhauser, yeah, the black guy. That's it. You know.
There's nothing to be ashamed of with that. It's just the color.
But it goes back to this whole DEI sentiment of you got to have more blacks. No, you know what? I don't want to see a black Superman. I want to see a white Superman because that's what I grew up on. You know?
Yeah. That's Superman. I mean, Clark Kent is a white guy.
Yeah. You want to see a Black Isom movie, though, I'll tell you that much.
I don't want to see a white Blade.
Yeah.
You know?
That's very true.
And it doesn't even matter what I think or they think. Certain characters are just who they are. You can't just race swap like they did with Lawrence Fishburne is playing who's a white vampire in The Witcher. So
yeah,
it's like
even originally for the Matrix, excuse me, the first Matrix, the Val Kilmer was supposed to be Neo.
Or Morpheus?
Morpheus.
Yeah.
So there was no complaint.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
and
but there wasn't
they're trying to inject bias in politics where there is none.
But there wasn't a bunch of comic books before the movie came out that had the character built already. The character was not established yet. So like
exactly.
It didn't matter. You know.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We have Black Superman too. It's called Steel. And
Handyman.
Yeah, and Steve says, I go by Steve, man of color's absence. Yeah, that's true. And Jake says POC is just gay race commie speak for everyone who isn't white, inherently exclusionary, ironically. Yeah, it's very true too. And yeah, Rough Knight responding to I get what you're saying. I was using their terms to emphasize the point. Oh yeah, I don't think that was a call out against you. That was a call out against the idiots on the Daily Mail. Trying to say people of color, you know, and
Rough Knight, don't worry, I got that.
Absolutely.
And they're trying to like link black people with Indian people like they're the same.
Yeah.
Or something. It's like they're not even close to be the same, man.
Not even close.
No. So that's the last thing we're gonna talk about for this evening. The hour did fly by for me. I don't know about you guys.
It did.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. That's why we're gonna have to explore scheduling maybe another stream throughout the week, longer stream. We shall see. But we do have here right now, actually, ABF is starting off the hip, so we're going to link that up. But before we do, I'm going to check in with the chat and the panel. Wayfarer in the chat, good to see you.
See ya.
Rough Knight, thank you again for stopping by. Legatus, thank you for modding. We appreciate it. Lex guy, I don't know who that is. I should ban him from the chat. Jake Martin, good to see you. Steve Walsh, thank you, brother. Good to see you over here on the YouTube side, too. Irwin's Sentient Potato. Anthony Shaddix, Nishi, everybody. It's just great to see everybody. Thank you for showing up.
Good to see you, brother.
And also, everybody, for the generosity over on the Kick side. We got the 5 gifted subs from Jake Martin. Thank you so much, brother. And from Cornboy. And we got the crown goal. So we are kings this week, and that's all due to you guys. So thank you so much. And Cornboy.
Yes, sir.
You are going to be streaming some games over on your channel, I know. We have your links to your channel. People subscribe to Cornboy. He's almost at 100. So
Absolutely. And a sort of an announcement. I was invited on Leighton Gay Wednesday.
Awesome. So you're going to be over on the GCA for Leighton Gay with the GCA. So guys, check them out too. So you can go watch Cornboy over on their channel. That's pretty awesome. So I'm happy to hear that. Cornboy is
Awesome.
Cornboy's becoming a great streamer. So guys, sub to Cornboy. And Lex, it is great to have you. You made it
Ew.
here on time. So it worked out perfectly.
I
Providentially, as you said, where can people find you? What are you going to be up to?
You can come watch me ramble about religion on Twitter, or you can catch my relatively tame, by comparison, takes here on this show and over on Malty's channel on Sundays.
Fantastic. And we appreciate you joining us, as always. It is great to get your opinion on things, even if we argue on X sometimes, but that's what it's about. So, guys, make sure you're following Lex and Magnum. It is great to have you on as well. Sorry to hear about the flat tire this week, too, and everything.
Oh, it's all
and,
good now. I'm just
yeah.
out $300, but whatever.
Yeah. And it's great to get your opinions on stuff, too. It's nice to see you over on Irwin's channel regularly as well. Tell people where they can find you. I know that's going to be one of those places. And follow Magnum on X, too, guys.
Yeah, so basically do couple shows with Nerd Wars. It's tomorrow night we got Nerdspiracy, and then Saturday we got Weeb Weekend. And other than that, planning a Witcher Season 4 video. I'm going to crap all over it, and we'll see if I can crap on it as well as other people crap on it.
I think they're going to give you plenty of material to work with.
Yeah.
And Colhauser, first time on the stream. I see you're starting streaming a little bit here and there. It's great to see you getting out there and talking about stuff, because it's always been fun to see you in the chats, part of the 199 as a whole. But tell people where they can find you and where they can follow you and support you.
So you can follow me on X, Colhauser, and then you can follow me on YouTube, Colhauser as well. I'm only at like 71 subs, but I'm just starting this thing small and seeing where I can get to. But I'm having a really great time, and it was an honor actually being on with all you guys tonight.
Absolutely.
So
it was an honor to have you.
You have more subs. You have more subs than I do, so you're good.
It was an honor to have you guys. Please, definitely.
We're not
sub to
all as
Colhauser.
talented as Jessica.
This is true. She hit over 500 last night.
in 3 weeks.
Yep. But guys,
Shout out to
sub to
her.
Cole and follow him on X, because you have some really great takes on stuff. And
Oh, thank you.
it's great to see people. We're in the politics side, but also culture. Culture is, politics is downstream from culture, and you get that, and people in the 199 and community as a whole get that. So it's great to see. And we hope we can have you on again. And
Anytime, I'd love to come back. It was great, It was a blast. So
absolutely. So guys, check all these fellas out. Give them a sub, and I'm going to be dropping the link in the chat right now. Go watch Off the Hip with ABF. Tell them we sent you, and we will see you next week, same time, same place.